Did you look through the abortion pill story? Mic check, one, two,
RJ,
three,
give him a
four.
mic. Good Wednesday morning and welcome to KSAT News Now. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Priscilla Karaman and RJ Marquez is back for second day.
Second day, made it back. Decided to come back, you know. I figured 2023, new me.
Coming
Not
back
really.
strong.
Yeah, so glad to be back. Of course, we are streaming on KSAT.com, our YouTube page, and also all of our other platforms, the KSAT app. So make sure you check us out there. Also podcasting as well. So like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast as well. Interesting, I think, so former super producer Alyssa Medina, who's moved on to greener pastures,
Yes.
to other things here at KSAT. She used to say a lot of times that a lot of people would jump on our podcast the next day, like around 10 in the morning.
Yes.
So I think that's pretty interesting, but we appreciate
mean,
everyone just chiming in on it.
That's kind of how I do my podcast. While
Right.
not at 10 a.m., but while I'm getting dressed in the morning, I turn it
Same
on
here.
very low because I don't want to wake anyone up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
it's either in the morning or on my drive like to and from work.
Yeah,
know?
you have babies too. You don't want to get them up.
No.
They're probably up early anyways, right?
I mean, some days it's different. It's different every day. Some days they're like up at 7 in the morning, and other days they sleep until like past 8.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So maybe they're big podcasters now. But either way, yeah, just like, rate, and subscribe to KSAT News Now. Today, of course, we have an update on Damar Hamlin and his toy drive reaching incredible amounts of donations.
Yes, we're also going to be talking about the New Year firework aftermath right here in San Antonio. How hard did San Antonians go with all the fireworks this year? It's not going to surprise you, but
No.
I mean,
Yeah, and it's just another reason for us to watch that citywide video of people just popping fireworks all over the place. That is a tradition here that I think is unmatched illegal within city limits, but yet unmatched when it comes to other New Year's Eve celebrations.
Yeah, and I've heard people that actually, like former San Antonians, they talk about what they deal with now where they live, and they're like, it just does not compare.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, we'll update that here in just a little bit.
Yes, and first we're going to be talking a little about COVID-19. There is a new COVID subvariant that's catching the attention of the CDC.
That's right. It is called the XBB 1.5 variant, and the CDC says that in December, the number of cases for this variant accounted for 41% of new infections.
Yes, in the Northeast, it accounts for an estimated 75% of new cases, and this variant was first detected in New York and Connecticut in late October.
So it's expected to drive a surge in the coming weeks, especially, of course, after the holidays. We're all together with family and friends. Experts say that vaccines and boosters are still the best line of defense for severe infection.
And of course, using a mask, especially if you're going to be in a large crowd that's indoors, is also another good way to protect yourself. And starting tomorrow, a negative COVID test for all travelers coming to the U.S. from China will have to be provided. That's a step that a number of other countries are also taking, just as a precautionary measure. But yeah, it's not very surprising to hear that there's a new subvariant because it's just been mutating, and then of course that we're expecting another surge in cases.
Yeah, and I think that for a while now, health experts have been saying that you said that generally these mutations will take place, so just a matter of if you choose to be vaccinated, you go ahead and do that. I guess I was reading on Politico, it says that health experts say that this particular variant appears to be very adept at evading antibodies generated by infection and vaccination, which is why I think they're a little more concerned about it at the moment. But again, just taking those safety precautions, which we've all kind of been sort of accustomed to now, is definitely key. I was at the airport over the holidays, and yeah, it still is a little weird to not wear a mask, especially like on a flight and stuff. There are some people that do, some people that don't. Obviously, it's your choice to do that, but just the best way to protect yourself, just go with that option.
Yeah, well, I saw an article a couple of, I think it was last week, a couple days ago, where they talked to people who are still choosing to wear a mask in all scenarios, right?
Yeah.
At the grocery store, when they're just
Saw
taking
that.
a walk. And they were saying that they feel kind of like they're on their lone island because everybody has moved away from wearing masks, and they're still holding tight. And when they enter a business or a building and people give them those looks of like, why are you wearing a mask? So I thought that was interesting.
It's an interesting sort of like behavioral study, definitely, but obviously something here with this new variant to definitely keep an eye on.
I mean, the good thing too, I want to just mention quickly is, while these infections, they are more contagious, so it's spreading a lot more quickly, it's less severe than some of the other variants that we've seen. So that's kind of a good thing in all of this, is that not in all cases is it going to be severe infection. You may get over it rather quickly and with fewer symptoms. So
yeah, definitely a lot of different things going on out there. Moving on to some other big news and some developments this morning. For the sale of an abortion pill at retail pharmacies, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is allowing certified pharmacies to dispense the abortion medication mifepristone to people who have a prescription.
previously, it was only available through mail order pharmacies or by specially certified doctors or clinics. Women will still need a prescription, but the number of pharmacies that can offer the drug will be more widely available.
And laws, of course, vary by state. We know that's been a big discussion, but the medications can be taken up to 11 weeks after the first day of the last menstrual period. And the spokespeople for two major chains, that would be CVS and Walgreens, have not committed one way or the other to dispensing the pill, but they say they are reviewing the FDA's updates.
Yes, the Guttmacher Institute, a research group that supports abortion rights, reported that medication abortion is used in more than half of abortions in the U.S. And right now, of course, abortion is still illegal in Texas. Mm-hmm. So it will be one of those things that we're just going to have to see if people are able to, drive elsewhere to get their hands on this, and how all of that will work, considering the laws here they vary by state, and here it is still illegal. So
yeah, and that's something that has been a topic of discussion for months now. Out-of-state abortion services or procedures, and this is something that I know that we're going to have later on in our newscast. One of our reporters, Alyssa Cole's, working on this story, I believe, right? Where she's
Yes.
going to, and so maybe we can kind of talk a little bit later about some of the clarity when it comes to the state-by-state laws, because that obviously is a big point to this as well.
And I think that's what everybody kind of wants
Yeah.
to know and needs to know, is how it applies to people here in Texas. So she will be clarifying that up a little bit, and that'll be coming up maybe at 5 or 6 in one of those newscasts.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to move on now, though, to actor Jeremy Renner. He's making strides in his recovery after he was injured in a snowplow accident on New Year's Day.
Yeah, I remember first hearing about this, and I was like, what is going on here? Why Jeremy Renner snowplow accident? And critical. It was all over the place. But yesterday, he finally spoke out, and he thanked his fans for the support, posting a selfie from his hospital bed. And if you're looking at us from the visual platforms, do you need to be like licensed to drive one of these things? That looks like just not like a regular snowmobile. That looks like an actual
That's industrial,
large
yeah.
machine there. Yeah.
The caption for his post read, "Thank you all for your kind words. I'm too messed up now to type, but I send love to you all," end quote. At last check, Renner was still in the ICU in critical but stable condition.
And according to his publicist here, Renner is making good progress, and he is awake. Obviously, he posts on social media, and he's saying that he's in good spirits. So he was apparently clearing snow at his Nevada home when he was injured, and I heard he may have been also doing that for some neighbors as well, like helping them sort of clear out.
With a machine of that size,
Yes,
I mean.
yeah.
But if you're not unfamiliar with Renner, he is known for his roles in The Avengers, American Hustle, Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation, and this one was new to me, the movie Ice Age Continental Drift.
Did not know that.
I didn't know he was in it, but
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully he will make a speedy recovery, a full speedy recovery, and we will, have to, I don't know what exactly went wrong. I think they're trying to figure out if there were any mechanical issues with the snowplow itself.
Yeah.
Authorities there, but yeah, we'll have to see what they determine from that.
Yeah, either way, good to hear from Jeremy Renner and hear that he is recovering, but obviously with that selfie that he posted there, it looks like he had some significant injuries there that he's dealing with. I'm a big fan of Jeremy Renner. I don't know if we mentioned the movie The Town. He was in that one where he was nominated for an Oscar there, and also The Hurt Locker too was a Oscar-nominated movie. So hopefully speedy recovery to him and prayers to him. But yeah, when I first heard about this, I saw the actual machine and I was like, what is he doing driving this thing? Maybe he does it normally. I guess if he has it, maybe.
Well, and I'm wondering if his main residence is even in Nevada.
Yeah.
I would think. I mean, I can't quote, but I mean, he's an actor, so you would think he probably is in LA a lot, spending time there, which doesn't get snow too often, or if at all. So I don't know. It depends. We don't know whether he is familiar with it or not.
Yeah. So hopefully we get a little bit more details on that, and he continues to kind of update his fans there. Okay, moving on to, of course, another big story that a lot of people have been talking about, the very latest here on Buffalo Bills player, safety Damar Hamlin, and the support he has received since he collapsed on the field on Monday night.
His family says that Hamlin is sedated on a ventilator, and they're asking doctors are working to get him to breathe on his own. They say he seems to be trending upwards in a positive way.
Yeah, so Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest, as was reported by the hospital there and his family, and he collapsed during a game against the Cincinnati Bengals. And since the injury, though, donations have poured into Hamlin's toy drive for kids.
Yes, he's reached roughly $5.5 million in the first 24 hours since the incident. Hamlin originally wanted to raise only $2,500 online, so he has surpassed that by an enormous amount of money.
I mean, immediately after that happened, people started sharing posts, especially the account where he was raising these funds. I think it was a GoFundMe account, and I mean that thing was over like 2 million within the first couple of hours after the injury. Also, Niagara Falls, very popular tourist destination there in the New York Buffalo area. They illuminated their park as a tribute to Hamlin. Niagara Falls has the Bills' primary shade of blue there in honor of Damar Hamlin as he continues to hopefully recover from that very, very serious injury there on the field.
I also saw that I think all 32 NFL football teams have changed their picture for Twitter to a picture of a jersey that says "Pray for Damar." So it's nice to see that, again, everybody is still just coming together to support him. Everybody wants him to make that full recovery. So.
And by all accounts, I will say I was not familiar with him before this happened. I mean, I obviously follow the NFL pretty closely. I didn't know who he was, but after seeing all the social media stuff, it seems like he was just a really, really good guy.
A good person.
Yeah, a beloved guy in
too.
Pittsburgh, went to the University of Pittsburgh because he wanted to stay home. He didn't want to go play anywhere out of his home city. So, yeah, it looks like he's been very supportive of that community, and it's good to see not only Pittsburgh, but Buffalo and everyone else come together for him. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Prayers to him and his family and teammates, because I know, just watching the reaction from that, everybody was so affected. Rightly
Very
so.
jarring.
I mean, that's just the scariest thing. So continued prayers for them, of course.
Definitely there.
All right, today's trivia question.
Okay.
Here we go, turning gears.
First of all, I was, so last year, for some reason, we were not keeping tabs of how many answers we got right. So I'm going to do that this
Starting
year.
off 2023,
Yes.
by the end of the year, who has the
and
most
I'm
correct
gonna say Mia's
answers?
question. And Robert Flowers, our director, just said RJ none. I know. I'm trying to improve on my 0% score.
You got it. You got it. New
always
year,
doing
new
that.
you with the
Here we
trivia
go.
question.
There we go, yeah.
All right, so today's question, what type of air is able to cool down more efficiently overnight? Humid air, dry air, or neither? It doesn't matter. What do we think?
I'm going to say neither. Neither.
Oh, wow. Okay, what type of air is able to cool down more efficiently overnight? You know what? Let's go B, dry air.
There you go, RJ.
Look at that.
One for the
Just
board.
'cause- And I promise I did not cheat. I know Priscilla
didn't.
was looking over earlier.
I didn't. Flowers
What's
is always
going
stirring the
on?
pot here saying that I'm cheating, but I didn't.
I believe you. I wholeheartedly believe you.
I
So
saw her
yes,
peeking over.
dry air is the answer. It cools down faster than humid air because water has more thermal mass, meaning it can store and hold more heat. Dry air does not,
Okay.
so it can cool down more efficiently overnight.
Okay.
And really, I bring that up because this morning it was chilly. You needed the extra layer stepping out for work, stepping out for school. We were in the 40s. For some spots, we even dipped down into the 30s. But this afternoon, because of that dry air in place, temperatures are going to rebound into the mid 70s. We've got a pretty nice temperature spread from one side of the day to the other. And of course, we have plenty of sunshine. We'll talk all about that. But I do want to bring up, because also this morning, if you woke up with very itchy eyes, I know that I did, a stuffy nose. You guys have been affected by mountain cedar too. We have very high mountain cedar levels again this Wednesday. We had a front that moved in Monday night that kind of brought back that northwesterly wind. So that can stir up a lot of that pollen in the hill country, and then it transports it into our area. So yet again, we have high mountain cedar pollen levels. So that is likely a big reason why maybe you're just a little bit more sniffly out there this Wednesday. Okay, so let's talk the forecast throughout the remainder of the day. It really is such a beautiful day out there. We've got plenty of sunshine. Temperatures this afternoon, yes, they're going to be warmer than average, but they're going to be really pleasant out there, especially with that low humidity. It's not going to feel bad at all. Sunny and 75, just like that song, right? And then as we head into any evening plans, we'll see those temperatures fall into the 60s and then into the 50s later tonight. Now tomorrow, still going to be another beautiful day. We've got low humidity in place, but that's going to change by Friday, and especially on Saturday, those dew points are going to rise yet again, and that's going to usher in some additional changes into our forecast. So again, for your Thursday, it's still very pleasant. It'll be another chilly start in the low 40s here in town. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures rebounding to the mid 70s, very similar to what we're looking at out there today. Friday, while still chilly in the mornings, temperatures are just a little bit warmer out there early Friday morning, and as that moisture starts to work its way back back in. Some areas of patchy fog are certainly possible for the Friday morning drive, and we'll likely see a little bit more cloud cover as well compared to what we've seen out there today and what we'll see out there tomorrow. And then Saturday, even bigger changes move in. We're looking at a pretty cloudy day out there thanks to the humidity. Temperatures warm, especially in the mornings. I mean, that's kind of a big temperature difference just between Friday morning compared to Saturday morning. It'll be a lot more muggy out there. And then we're looking at some more areas of fog and drizzle Saturday morning, some isolated showers possible. And then Saturday night is when we're expecting our next cold front to move in. With that, we've got about a 40% potential for some widely scattered showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms, and then we'll see temperatures in the 60s on the backside of that boundary after it moves in. So kind of enjoy today, enjoy tomorrow. It's going to be beautiful. Enjoy the low humidity because it's going to feel really good outside too.
Yes, that is nice.
Because that's going to change as we head into Friday and Saturday, guys.
Womp, womp, womp.
I know, womp womp. But
Well, it is January. So
it is, yes,
you
it is kind of
expect-
that time of year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but this looks very nice out there. Yesterday, Justin kind of got at me because I complained about mid-70s. I guess I
Is it
shouldn't.
a little too warm
A
for you
little
for
bit
this
too
time? I
warm,
mean,
yeah,
it
yeah.
is January.
It is,
Yeah.
but nothing, I mean, at
With the
least
low
it's only 2
humidity,
digits
Yes,
there.
yes, very true. Especially after last summer, we'll kind of take
Yeah.
what we can get, right?
Yeah, definitely. All right, thank you very much, Mia. Appreciate it. And yeah, we're keeping track now of the Weather 101 questions. RJ1, Priscilla 0.
Wow.
Boom.
Way to rub it in.
Okay.
Well, RJ, we talked about this a little bit earlier about fireworks. And if you're looking now, the video is just showing how many fireworks were set off within city limits here in San Antonio for the New Year holiday.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. Every year, this becomes a huge tradition and becomes a viral thing. So we usually go out, San Antonio, we go out with a bang, to say the least, when it comes to fireworks. This year was no different. Of course, there were tons of videos that were shared all over social media. And this morning, San Antonio police tell us that they received more than 1,000 calls for fireworks disturbances from the time of midnight, right as 2023 came in, to I guess the end of January 1st. So yeah, this was the fireworks, and I kept on hearing them throughout the day, even after
Yes.
New Year's.
Yeah, no, I did too. My neighborhood really goes all in when it comes to New Year's Eve fireworks. So SCPD does say that they're going to take about 2 weeks to track how many citations were actually issued. And that is because, again, the fireworks are illegal inside city limits. We're out in the county, though, and it is legal out there, but it still can be scary sometimes, like especially with the drought that we've had. You know, the grass has been very dry, so I was like, I hope nothing happens, and thankfully nothing did. But
Right. And I know we were talking yesterday, your daughter was, your youngest daughter was kind of having a moment there with the fireworks.
yeah, so my 2-year-old, we were watching from inside, and my older daughter was outside watching from our porch. But every firework that the little one would see go off, she would say, "Yay, sissy!" She just thought my older daughter was responsible for all of the fireworks, and I didn't correct her. I was like, okay, I'll let you have that. But we actually watch inside because one year for the 4th of July, my family went to Bernie. And up in Bernie, they, I don't know if they still do it, but they used to have just this open field where you would like pay a small fee to get in, and you would just go and pop all of your fireworks.
Wow, okay.
So there were like families right next to each other. Anyway, what happened? We were, surrounded by all these people. I was looking up at the view, and some of the ash fell into my eye. It was the scariest thing ever. There were paramedics on site, so I went. They like flushed my eye out. It was a whole thing. So like, my oldest daughter, is a little traumatized. So she always tells me, "You stay inside, Mom."
Yeah, there you go.
Come out here.
But she was outside.
She was,
She wanted you to
she's
stay
brave.
inside. So of course these videos been shared all over social media. A couple of Reddit comments that I just pulled out here. This one says, I haven't been home in more than, it says 5,551 days. Seeing this really hit me in the feels. Have a happy New Year, San Antonio. I miss y'all. And then we have another Redditor here who commented saying that a neighbor gave me a heads up about fireworks and I didn't understand why until last night. It was beautiful but crazy loud and went on for quite a while. Never expected anything like that.
And then a third comment here, I witnessed this fantastic show from my backyard. My first year here and cannot express the wonderful sensation throughout. Must have lasted 20 to 30 minutes.
Yes.
Not surprising. 'Cause
No, definitely not. Hopefully all pets were also okay during this.
Yeah, that's always troublesome.
That's always a big thing there. But hey, you know what? Like you said earlier, like we were talking about, San Antonio, of course, always rings in the new year in a big way.
It's a treat. It's a real treat for the eyes.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, definitely. All right, well, I hope KSAT News Now has been a treat to everyone here this morning. That'll wrap up our show for Wednesday, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Bye.